The dust motes danced in the afternoon light, the only things that seemed to move in the stillness of the old store. Its sign, a faded mercantile, was barely legible. The young woman who now owned it, an army nurse named Eleanor Vance, felt the years of weariness in her bones. She had seen too much of the world's pain and had paid just $99 for this forgotten corner of it, hoping to find her own peace. She spent her first few days sweeping away the dirt and cobwebs, the quiet a soothing balm to her soul. She was about to give up on her dream of opening a small apothecary when she noticed a small, unmarked door at the back of the store, almost hidden by a leaning shelf. The wood was warped and splintered, and the latch was rusted shut. Curious, she pried it open with a crowbar, and with a groan of protest, the door swung inward. The air that rushed out was heavy with the scent of old paper and leather. It was a small room, but not empty. On a table in the center lay a forgotten doctor's bag, the leather cracked and dry. Beside it sat a stack of letters, tied with a faded ribbon. Around the room, neatly folded and stacked on shelves, were old medical supplies, bandages, tinctures, and splints. She even found a worn army jacket, the patches faded but still recognizable, draped over a chair. As Eleanor read the letters, she realized she hadn't just bought a store. She had bought a secret. The letters were from a field medic named Thomas, a man who had served in the war decades ago. He wrote to his family, his words a desperate mix of homesickness and the horrors he had witnessed. He wrote of the men he had tended to, their faces and their final words etched in his memory. He wrote of their strength and their quiet courage. He had planned to open a clinic in this very spot after the war, a place where the men he had fought alongside could come for help. But the letters abruptly stopped. Thomas, she learned, had died just weeks before the armistice. Eleanor sat on the floor, surrounded by the ghosts of the past. The dust motes in the sunbeams looked like tiny stars now, illuminating the remnants of a life unlived. This was more than a store. It was a monument to Thomas and all the others he had written about, a memorial not just for them but also for the stories he had wanted to tell. The silence of the store no longer felt empty. It felt full, filled with the echoes of their voices. Eleanor didn't turn the store into an apothecary. Instead, she meticulously cleaned the room, creating a memorial. She arranged the medical supplies and uniforms, each a relic of a time of great sacrifice. The letters, carefully preserved, lay in a glass case, their words of love, loss, and bravery finally able to be heard. People started to come, not to buy goods, but to listen to the stories and remember the past. The forgotten store had found a purpose, and so had Eleanor. She no longer felt like she was just an observer of history. She was its keeper. And in honoring the fallen, she finally found the peace she had been searching for.